high-end store in Manhattan robbed in broad daylight.
Police releasing new video of 3 suspects wanted for stealing more than $50,000 worth of merchandise from the Gucci store.
The sign outside the door at the Gucci store in the meatpacking district says temporarily closed. Here's the reason why. Surveillance video shows 2 men and a woman whom police say burst into the store on West 14th Street just after 12 noon Monday. Authorities say the trio were masked, armed, and ordered everyone on the ground. Inside were store employees at the time. None were injured. The NYPD says the trio robbed the store of designer luggage and other high-end merchandise and then took off, the value of which is believed to be in the tens of thousands of dollars.
Whew. Well, at the very least, none of the employees were hurt, so thank goodness for that. You know, $50,000 in merchandise stolen in broad daylight during the middle of the day pales in comparison to their safety, so thank goodness for that. Especially because, as we're all very much aware, guns tend to become violent and mysteriously begin firing off round after round after round. So I'm absolutely thankful that wasn't the case here. Thank goodness. You know, I also want to point out that these lawful gun-owning New York criminals, residents, 2 male and 1 female, who are concealed from head to toe, mind you, everything excluding their firearms and their eyeballs, are implementing and practicing health safety measures as they're committing their crimes, which further shows us just how caring and considerate these criminals really are. Thanks, guys. I love New York.
Cameras were also running outside of the store where the thieves can be seen taking the stolen goods to a vehicle that police say was waiting nearby. Authorities have highlighted each suspect in this video, which shows them with merchandise in hand as New Yorkers and tourists pass right by.
Well, guys, we can at least rule out organization. This absolutely isn't a premeditated, armed, organized burglarization of an upscale designer department store. Absolutely not. No way. You know, it's in fact a necessary evil that must occur so that these poor, unfortunate individuals can ensure themselves they have $50,000 worth of food to eat. Huh? As we all know that what they will do is they will barter these stolen goods for food. That's what they're going to do. At least according to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, they are.
And so they go out and they need to feed their child and they don't have money. So you maybe have to, they're put in a position where they feel like they either need to shoplift some bread or go hungry that night.
You go, girl.
Just last week, Governor Hochul announced a $45 million retail theft prevention initiative that includes funds for New York businesses to stave off robberies and shoplifting, which officials say has skyrocketed since the pandemic. The NYPD also released these very clear images of the trio that they are now looking for.
A $45 million retail theft prevention initiative to stave off robberies and shoplifting. Incredible. You know how you ward off criminals? I'm going to tell you. You make sure that we have ample and capable, well-trained law enforcement officers and that criminals are actually arrested and prosecuted to the full extent of the law for the crimes that they actually commit. That's how you do that. We don't defund our law enforcement and, since we aren't fishing, we don't catch and release either. No cash bail. Absurd. She's more brazen in proposing this garbage-ass initiative than the criminals that are doing this robbery in broad daylight. In the middle of the freaking day. You can't make this stuff up.
The video starts with the City Pub employees telling a woman that she must leave.
What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
When she notices someone's recording, she hits the phone. After she turns, she approaches a tourist from Texas and slaps her so hard.
Oh my God.
The woman's head flies back, but the woman isn't done. At the door, she spits in the direction of her victim.
This is disgusting. Why did she do this? It isn't lost on me either that she assaulted a white person, okay? And then spits in her direction? is this a hate crime then? Because if peeling your car out over a crosswalk that has been painted with the sigil of a particular community, I won't name, and this actually has happened in Florida, okay? If that can be considered a hate crime, what would you consider spitting at someone? You only do something like that if you loathe an individual, if you're disgusted, if you detest them. This woman enters the store and begins kicking the animal cages. You didn't see that here, but that's what actually set off the chain of events here. She lunges at the person who's recording her, and then, of course, you know, to further make a spectacle of herself, assaults this poor woman for absolutely nothing, for absolutely no reason. Well, actually, there is a reason. When you consistently demonize one group of people while empowering through lies and indoctrination another to believe that Group A is the source and the catalyst of all of Groups B, misery and strife, then yes, entitled, narcissistic attention seekers, just like this woman here, are going to utilize that to their advantage. They know it isn't the case, by the way. They know this. But they just want to be able to justify, you know, the disgusting behavior that they want to exhibit. Their desires to just do whatever the hell they want. Keep propagating that. I'm looking at you, MSNBC.
So the police are telling us at this point they're still working on trying to track down that woman because, of course, they want to talk to her. They say that she could face a charge of assault.
Police are trying to track her down to talk to her because she could possibly be facing assault charges? Police should be looking for her to arrest her for assault and possibly apply additional charges. This is another issue that's been taking place, right? Crimes are being committed, and it's as though the police department is just sitting on their hands, not conducting thorough investigations and not applying themselves. As though there's no sense of urgency to resolve any of these crimes and actually arrest these individuals before other crimes have an opportunity to take place. Like, for instance, what I'm going to be showing you right here. Check this out.
Authorities are releasing some new details about the murder suspect connected to a deadly attack on a woman at a Soho hotel.
Yeah, 26-year-old Ra'ad Al-Mansouri was picked up in Scottsdale and is charged with 2 stabbings in the Phoenix area. Police say he has a violent past.
The suspect, Ra'ad Al-Mansouri, was arrested in Arizona on Sunday after allegedly stabbing a McDonald's employee several times. While under arrest, he told investigators he was wanted for the murder at the Soho 54 Hotel in New York, telling them to, quote, Google it. A picture released by the NYPD when they were looking for Al-Mansouri allegedly showed him wearing the victim's yoga pants because allegedly his pants were covered in blood and found in room 1109. Al-Mansouri has previous arrests in Florida, Texas, Arizona. Then the NYPD detailed a chain of events beginning with a chase involving the kidnapping and sexual assault of a woman in Florida in April of last year.
This is what you call a piece of shit. And I'm sorry, there's no way to sugarcoat it. Directing law enforcement to go ahead and Google his horrific crimes? He even left evidence behind. He left his blood-soaked pants in the hotel room and put the victim's pants on. This is a fucking animal then. A murder in New York, 2 stabbings in Arizona. And before that, before he unleashed this chaos, he had already accrued an extensive rap sheet, including kidnapping and rape in Florida. Why was this guy walking around free? This bastard went across 4 states on a crime spree. Like I said, Florida, Arizona, Texas, and New York. For Christ's sake, man. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. Had he been stopped in Florida and detained, his other crimes would have never taken place. They would have been prevented right then and there. Unbelievable.
He was arrested on that charge and later posted his bail, his own bail, on that charge in September of 2023. On February 17th, 2024, just 9 days after our victim was discovered in New York City, he committed a knife-point carjacking in Phoenix, Arizona, where he stabbed his female victim. He managed to escape that scene. The very next day, in Surprise, Arizona, he dragged a female employee of a McDonald's into the ladies' room, held her against her will, and stabbed her several times.
He should have never been allowed to post bail and walk free, period. Not for raping and kidnapping. No way. No freaking way. I'm sorry. You know, like what's going on here, right? Should the families of the victims be able to hold the justice system accountable for allowing this man to post bail and walk free? They know he's a violent criminal committing felony crimes, targeting women specifically. All of the victims mentioned here are all women. It's unbelievable. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's about all I have for you guys today. Thank all of you for being here. And remember, if you have not done so, don't forget to like and subscribe right here on YouTube. And you can also follow over on Rumble if that's your cup of tea. You can follow me on social media, TikTok, Instagram, 10, X. Yes, it's X, all right? I like to call it 10, all right, Elon? It's a 10. It's perfect. It's perfect now. But, you know, seriously, all that information is in the description below. Thanks again, everybody. Pretty good, pretty neat. Later.